Hey everybody, my name is Brad Paquette. I'm the state representative in the 78th District. I'm sitting with Mark Godsey. He's the owner of Joey Armadillos. Mark, you put your entire nest egg into this institution, and you are going through quite the situation. We got 3 miles across state line is Indiana. I was just bowling last night in Indiana.
Yes.
Went there to go bowl and throw the rock a little bit. I didn't bowl very well. However, I normally would be bowling here.
Yeah.
Your experience is something that I would love for people to know about. What is the situation that you're in right now?
The situation is that she has completely tied my hands up to where it's not up to me anymore. And I look at the border 1 mile away and think, you can go over there and bowl.
Yeah.
Open bowl, league bowl. You know, there's some restrictions, but we can live with them.
Yeah.
And she was presented with all that.
Yeah.
And she still drug her feet for a long time. I know of at least 4 to 5 alleys that are done.
Yeah.
And
in the state of Michigan.
In the state of Michigan.
And so the Governor Holcomb over in Indiana had a timeline,
He had
a schedule,
everything.
all
See,
these things were set up.
All these leaks I read this week, we got all excited because, Wednesday night she's gonna announce it.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't say anything about it, and then all of a sudden Thursday night, without any warning, she comes up with these rules. We have no guidance. How do you plan? When she closes down, I lost $7,000 with inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I buy inventory now, and then next week she closes me?
Yeah. And so inventory, could you break that down for our viewers?
Yeah,
as in terms of food,
mostly food,
perishables, and things
mostly
along those
food,
lines?
and then as time, we've been officially closed for 5.5 months with zero income.
Yeah.
So some of it was food, some beer.
Yeah.
You know.
And so with that no income 5.5 months, like what is, like, everyone, in my opinion, what I've heard from a lot of folks is this narrative, yeah, everyone's being taken care of, they're fine, there's a government program for those individuals. How is this not the case for you then, I guess, with
in the beginning, the PPP, I got some of that.
Yeah.
And that ran out. I mean, I'll tell you great example. My insurance still runs $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
They still make me pay my property taxes. My liquor license, which I couldn't use, I still had to pay that, and that was $1,200. My liquor license liability insurance I had to pay, and I'm sure I could think of some. I have to pay those.
Yeah, and these are very real, and a lot of folks who don't own a business don't understand all of these things that are still tapping you.
My
funds.
electric bill just to keep this bar open is $1,800 a month.
That is
just for the air conditioner, because we've had such a hot summer.
Yeah. And you have been semi-open then?
Semi-open in here.
here.
As you can tell, we've got the 50%.
And in terms of revenue, what percentage, I guess, overall? Because the bowling alley hasn't been open,
no,
not
my
allowed.
revenue is down 85 to 90%.
And that is significant.
Yes, yes. And with that comes the 15 employees I had.
And with your employees, you're trying to keep them on staff. You're trying
the key ones now. I'm trying to get, they're bartending. I got guys out here working in the bowling alley, hoping she doesn't reverse her order on us.
Yeah.
And
with their situation, your employees in particular, could you break down like what that looks like? Obviously, you have people that their income is on the line as well.
Absolutely, and they're worried. And this is a business where people they need their rent money at the end of the month. This is not a job where you drive a truck for $100,000 a year. As a food business is hard. I think I told you earlier, like some of my bartender, she works her rear off, and to help support her family, make things good for her kids and stuff. And then she gets scared too, because we listen, and there's absolutely no guidance, no plan. There's absolutely nothing to look at with our governor.
Yeah.
She just has not given us. And then I watch Indiana. He laid it all out for every business.
Yeah.
Every business knew exactly where they were going, when to buy their inventory,
Yeah.
When to turn on their lights, when to shut them off.
And that consistency is key, because like you mentioned, you don't want to spend $7,000 on food, perishable items that will just go to waste.
No, I've been going daily right now to get what I need, just for the fact I don't want to get stuck again in case she changes her mind.
Yeah.
And you don't know if she will or not.
And you've used your sign to try to send a message to the governor, to passersby.
Absolutely.
You've used a touch of humor in it as well.
But it's gotten to the point now it's not humorous, and people's lives are starting to become affected by it. Like the employees, You know, these people, they need their money. They need to work, and they want to work.
Yes.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
When I hear that, oh, no, they just want their unemployment. No. The majority of these people, they want to work.
Yeah.
They want to make an honest living.
Because it feels good to go to work, to have a hard day's work, and then to go home and to feel industrious.
Exactly.
This is a good thing.
Exactly.
for
Now, I will
individuals.
say my suppliers, my employees, and my customers have all been very good to me and have said, what do you need? Can I help in any way?
Yeah. Could you break that down a little bit more then, like the suppliers,
Well,
the
like,
folks you're working with?
My bank,
Yeah.
you know, my food supplier, anything you need.
Yeah.
If you get behind a little bit, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
My employees, I'll work for nothing for you for a while if we need to get it back going.
Oh.
You know when someone tells you that, how that makes you feel?
Yeah.
So, you know, you want to do everything you can for them.
And this is something that what I've come to find with executive orders is it's been pitting people against one another.
Yes.
Because people want to abide by them. They want to do what's right. They want to keep people safe. But it inevitably places people like with friction against one another. And that's something that has been really heart-wrenching.
And the person that has a job
Yeah.
doesn't realize that, and plus I don't know the figure, and you might, but the restaurant employment in Michigan was thousands of people.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. And now they're all, the mom and pop restaurants are disappearing fast.
Yeah. Yes,
And
they are.
I'm fortunate because if I can keep bowling open, I might be able to get through this. But I just, it's the people. And you're right, the anger it causes.
Wow.
And then I look at other states and the governors have balanced it. I think we're the only.
Well, and that makes it a clear contrast as well. Like you mentioned before this interview we started, some of your league bowlers, they're
Yes.
able to be in leagues
Yeah.
and to operate safely over in Indiana.
Yes.
And that has a huge impact on you
Yeah.
because then you lose frequent bowlers who would rather be here. Maybe it's closer, but
Yes.
then they get set up there. There's a culture that they get brought into, and then it's like, oh, what do I do?
Impossible to get them back.
And that is something that, again, when an executive order is written, it doesn't account or understand
no.
these nuances.
No, and it's terrible, and that's the whole problem. And just like a mom and pop restaurant, once somebody gets used to going over to Indiana to eat every day,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for that restaurant to get them back.
Exactly. Habits that are built, people
Yes.
like to stay in them.
Yes.
And the consistency
Is-
gets normal and comfortable, which is a normal fact of
And
life.
since we were March 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning, we were told we had to close.
Yeah.
I was at the height of my season, and I got to tell you, I was working on the best year I ever had.
Yeah.
Things were good.
Yep.
She shut it down.
You guys are always bumping. I know.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
She shut it down and gave us no guidance. Okay, do I throw away all my meat? Do I, she gave us no guidance, nothing.
Wow.
All she kept saying was about she's going to go with the science. Okay, fine, but there's also reality and science, and you got to balance that.
Yeah, agreed.
And every other governor around here did.
Well, you think about especially this road as well, South 11th.
Yeah.
Your spot, Jay's Lounge as well,
Yes.
are two institutions that have remained open
Been
and
here a
bared.
long time.
Exactly, and a lot of other businesses are falling to the wayside.
They are.
And you guys are our beacons here on this street,
Yep.
and supporting you in your business endeavors is very important to the community.
And I do have a lot of good customers that all try and help a lot.
Definitely.
And I have a bartender that worked for me that bought her own bar, and that girl's she struggled like crazy, but she's working 24 hours a day to make it work.
Yeah.
And
that
with no guidance, she doesn't know one day to the next. Well, can I have 50%? Can I have? It's almost like our governor does it on purpose and waits till that last moment. I don't know her, and I don't know, but it's like. And then I watch Holcomb. Okay, we're at stage 4.5.
Yeah.
You can have 50%. You can do this. You can do this.
Yeah. And so with that, and I think one of the most important things, especially for the viewers who are watching right now, is to understand your situation and to see how people are falling through the cracks in
Yes.
these real
Yes.
stories of real human beings. If Governor Whitmer were watching this right now, I guess what message would you have to share with her? What would you want her to know?
Get out there and go to these small restaurants in these small towns.
Agreed.
Not Detroit, not Lansing. Get out in Michigan
Yeah.
and go to these small towns and look at the shuttered up restaurants
Yeah.
and look at the people that are drawing unemployment, why they're drawing unemployment,
Yeah.
and realize, and then go to Indiana and wonder, well, what's different a mile away?
Yeah.
Is the COVID less a mile away?
No, what's that?
No, and she did the same thing to businesses in northern Michigan. I told you about the bowling alley proprietor in Ludington.
Yep.
He can't open, but 10 miles away in Manistee, the other guy can, so he's taking all his business.
Yeah, and a clear contrast, and until you actually see it firsthand,
Yeah.
you fully don't
And
understand.
the people that you're hurting,
Yeah,
the people that elected her,
yeah.
that she's hurting.
And
And
well, I hope that Governor Whitmer, you are able to hear, you do see these
get
stories.
out there,
getting
drive
out
around
there
and look and see what the.
and take this advice.
I'm not saying that the virus is not the real thing, and we've all implemented things to do to protect against it.
Yeah.
But there's also, when this is done, what's our economy going to be? I read every day about the airlines laying off 100,000 and this company closing, and she needs to see that.
Yeah. And it's very true that especially smaller institutions are going out of business,
And they're the base.
while the big businesses are making bank, like the
Yeah, they are.
Amazons.
They're flourishing.
And so, and hearing it though is something that is very important to understand. So
And
thank you.
You're welcome.
For sharing
Yep.
and giving your insight. Are there any other last?
Well, just when you brought that up, I thought, the Lowe's and the Walmarts and stuff are having record profits. And you're too young to remember, but I remember when Lowe's got started and places in Niles like Williams Supply and these mom and pop lumber yards went to the wayside. Well, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
The chain restaurants are going to have the money to hang on, and the mom and pops are going to say, good night, I'm done.
And that is something that we absolutely can't have.
No, because you might know better than me, but I know that small business employs, 60% of the
You're
employees
the
in Michigan?
lifeblood of every community.
Yeah.
And so anything that we need to do to support you, we need to do.
Yeah.
So,
I say get her out here and let's talk to her and let's show her.
well, there's the open invite, and maybe we
Yeah.
can you can
Please.
bowl a couple
You
of
can
rounds.
bowl and I'll buy you beer. I know you drink beer.
Well, there you go, Governor Whitmer. Great invite. And yeah, I cannot wait to come back and roll a couple of strikes here. So,
I'll be looking forward to it.
so thank you so much, Mark,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time. I
Oh,
appreciate you.
careful, man.
Appreciate
Don't do
you.
that.
That's okay. That's
All right.
okay. I'll wash
You
my
can
hands
edit
right
that
after.
out, yeah.
So,
All right.
so thank you.
Yeah.
All righty.